Well, happy Confederate 4th of July, everybody. This is the Cultural Confederacy. And I got to give a shout out to Salty Cracker because he broke the story Wednesday or Thursday about Trump. Now, the main focus of this video is freedom. And I said happy Confederate 4th of July for a reason. Because if you believe in limited government, personal liberty, states' rights, and you believe in coming together with people who have that common set of beliefs, you are a Confederate. That is how this country was originally founded. We were not founded as a nation. We were founded as a confederate of states with these common beliefs of limited government, personal liberty, states' rights. But we're going to talk about Trump, the story that Salty Cracker broke. And anytime somebody breaks a story here on YouTube, I'll go and investigate it myself, see if there's anything tantalizing that I can add to it, bring to the channel. And boy, is there, folks. I'm telling you, there is so much meat to this. Where do you start? Take your pick. So here's what happened. If you haven't heard by now, Trump, I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday when Salty Cracker broke this. Trump released an email. Well, he released it July 2nd. And in this email, it was just a simple forward email. He asked the question, who shot Ashley Babbitt? Who shot Ashley Babbitt? Now, by Trump asking this question, the internet exploded. The DC elite are all up in arms, as I'm sure the Pentagon is. And I have a hunch that the Pentagon and DC police had something to do with what happened January 6th. This is all related, folks. It's all related. And by Trump asking this question, who shot Ashley Babbitt, he's tearing a hole through this narrative. The Trump supporters were so hot damn mad over the election, they stormed the Capitol building on January 6th. And let's face it, that was a defining moment in this nation's history, in our culture. As you know, we talk about everything cultural here on the channel. But who was Ashley Babbitt? Ashley Babbitt was from Ocean Beach, California. She was a staunch Trump supporter, outspoken. I think she had a Twitter, maybe YouTube account. And she was seen wearing these QAnon shirts, so she might have been a conspiracist. But her family owned Fowler's Pool Service. She was co-owner. And they purchased this from the family that started the business. That family had it for about 30, 40 years. And she was known to get in these lively political conversations with customers. Well, one time she stepped over the bounds a little bit and made this customer feel a little bit uncomfortable. So he ratted her out. As a result, she had to resign, step down. And we're having a good time here. You might be hearing some fireworks in the background. We're just about ready to have our fireworks here on the river. So that's who Ashley Babbitt was. She was a staunch Trump supporter, very outspoken. She loved this country. She was also in the Air Force. She served, I believe, as military police at some of these prisons. But when you go down this rabbit hole, if you will, of who shot Ashley Babbitt, then you start to unravel everything that happened January 6th. And things have gotten so heated over this because this is still something that's out there simmering. And it hasn't gotten a lot of play, but because of this email from Trump, it's starting to come to the surface. But the debate over this is so heated that Representative Paul Gosar, during a House Oversight and Reform hearing, asked former Acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen questions regarding her death. He even used the word, quote-unquote, executed. And rumor has it that Mike Pence, you know Mike Pence, that fine white-haired gentleman, the Vice President of the United States under the Trump administration, who always wears a nice suit, has the perfect smile. Can you tell I can't stand politicians? Well, it's rumored, this didn't come from me, by the way, but it's rumored that one of his security detail officers is the person who shot Ashley Babbitt. And to this day, we still do not know the name of the officer who shot her. Now, according to Yahoo News, her family has filed a $10 million lawsuit against either the city of D.C. or D.C. police, and they're in the process of filing a lawsuit demanding information be released about this officer. So I'm going to go out on a limb here on YouTube. If you were at the Capitol building during the storming or insurrection on January 6th, and you witnessed the shooting of Ashley Babbitt, and you know the identity of this shooter, because remember, he was not charged. Once again, we don't know the name of the officer. But if you know the name of this person, let's say you worked with him somewhere, maybe in D.C., maybe you know of him through a family member. If you saw anything out of the ordinary January 6th. I mean, what was ordinary about January 6th? But if you saw anything that's related to the death of Ashley Babbitt, I want you to let me know in the comment section below. I don't care if this costs me my YouTube channel. I'm all about truth on this channel. I'm all about preserving our history and culture as Americans on this channel. I love this country. Absolutely love this country. Greatest country on the planet. And never once, and I mentioned this in my video about, or my videos that I did about January 6th, never once did Trump say to his supporters to go storm the Capitol building, be violent, break windows, or terrorize people in Congress. He told them, let's march peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol building to make our voices heard. They were there to rally on their side. That is a constitutional right. But I just love this with Trump releasing this email, because Trump likes to go into hiding, and he'll come out a few months later, and when he does, he always comes out with a bang. Who would imagine it would, in this case, be a simple 4-word question? Who shot Ashley Babbitt? Now, according to NPR.com, they analyzed 280 of these rioters, quote-unquote rioters, and they claim, this is from an article I believe in March of this year, they claim that the majority of these rioters did not believe that BLM and Antifa had anything to do with what happened at the Capitol building. But this is in direct conflict with the fact that you have these posters that were being circulated by Antifa telling its members to dress up as Trump supporters and infiltrate the crowd. Then you had people like Jonathan Earl Sullivan, who admitted to being a BLM supporter. And he was the one caught on video saying, burn this blank down. And then you have video out there of D.C. police removing barricades at the Capitol building. Now, I love this. This is a real scream, because I just did a video talking about how the National Archives came out and said that the Capitol Rotunda is built on structural racism. Okay, so if the Capitol Rotunda is built on structural racism, if the Capitol building in general is a racist building, then why do you care that these people went and stormed it? Wouldn't you be glad that they destroyed the building? So nothing here makes sense. Nothing here makes sense about January 6th. And like I said, this is all related. It all goes back to freedom. And these people in D.C. think that the U.S. Capitol building is their shrine. It's their cathedral. And it must be protected at all cost. You're just a peon. They don't care about you. And what that shows us, ladies and gentlemen, still got some more fireworks going on up here. What that shows us is that this government has way too much power. Way too much power. And we need to yank the rug from underneath these people and remind them that they work for us. Now, I'm not suggesting you go and you terrorize somebody in Congress or you storm buildings. You can march peaceably. That's the key, marching peaceably to make your voice heard. But they need to be reminded once in a while that they represent us. So we need to get to the bottom of what happened with the death of Ashley Babbitt. It's the right thing to do. So once again, if you know anything that has to do with the death of Ashley Babbitt, the identity of this officer, let me know in the comment section below. I'm not afraid to tackle this issue head on. Those of you who watch the channel, you know that I'm not afraid to tackle any of these issues head on. I've talked about racism, talked about slavery, you name it. Now, this is something else that you're going to love this. This just kills me. So you remember the guy who they saw carrying the Confederate battle flag in the rotunda? as it turns out, he is not from the South. His name is Kevin Seafried, and he and his son were arrested. He is from Delaware. Now, during the Civil War, Delaware was a border state that had slavery, but they didn't secede from the Union. So was the Civil War all about slavery? Is Kevin Seafried and his son, are they racist? Are they sexist? Are they homophobes? Folks, I absolutely love the Confederate battle flag. And there's another flag I want to get, because if you've been following the series, you know that I have a Bonnie Blue flag, an American flag, a Confederate battle flag, but I want to get the Sons of Liberty flag. It's really cool. It's just red and white stripes, vertical red and white stripes. There are different forms of it. There's one that's got a blue field with, I think, the 13 colonies, or stars representing the 13 colonies. So I would love to get that, the Sons of Liberty flag. Maybe throw that "Don't Tread on Me" message on there. This is for all those of you who believe that our country is founded on racism, sexism, homophobia, and slavery. White supremacy. And I just love this military general. You see this? Who came out and said he wanted to find out why there's white rage out there. White rage? I don't know one white person who has white rage. They're too busy getting up and going to work to earn a paycheck and provide for their family and abide by the law. People who love this country do not have white rage. Hell, they don't have black or Asian rage. They love this country. They're Americans, and they want to preserve our history, our culture, our freedoms, our founding documents. So I had to share this with you. Like I said, this is all tied together. So let's get to the bottom of what happened January 6th, because this is 4th of July. Actually, as it turns out, the Declaration of Independence wasn't implemented on, or wasn't set in stone, so to speak, on July 4th. It was actually approved by Congress, or Continental Congress, on July 2nd. And on July 4th is when they actually went in and implemented the text of this document. But either way, this is a date that we have to celebrate. To celebrate our freedoms, our way of life as Americans. This is unique to our country. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to preserve that. Like I said, I don't care if it costs me this YouTube channel. I want to get to the bottom of what happened January 6th. And I know for a fact that Trump supporters did not go and storm the Capitol building. They were infiltrated by these activists who hate Trump supporters, who hate Trump. Mentioned it before. You might think that Trump is a reprobate. You think that the guy is scum. But he's not stupid, and he would not be dumb enough to cause an insurrection at the Capitol building and ruin his political career, because there are some murmurings out there that he might run in 2024. I hope he does. I hope he does. Not because I necessarily support Trump 100%, but because I think it's payback time. I think it's payback time. People are tired of people dissing this country. They're tired of it. And Ashley Babbitt, who served her country, was in the Air Force, military police. She did not deserve to die. So way to go, Trump, for asking this question. Who shot Ashley Babbitt? We need to know. Like I said, let me know in the comment section below if you know anything that happened January 6th in connection with that, or in the event, in connection with the events of January 6th. Now, I have some other video ideas on the way. I'm going to talk about the Hollywood Bowl. Very cool story behind that. And I'm also going to cover the PTL scandal. I remember when that broke. I was like a preteen. That was back in 1987. But it seems like it happened yesterday. And as it turns out, because there's a lot more to the story than what happened in 1987, as it turns out, the FCC was investigating the Bakers as far back as 1979. So I'll discuss that in that video. And it was also the inspiration for a piece of music that I wrote called The Abandoned Theme Park, inspired by the abandoned or now debunked Heritage USA. So thank you for being with me. This is the Cultural Confederacy. Once again, I hope you enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Go out with a bang tonight. celebrate the greatest country on the planet, the freedoms that we have in this country, and just have a grand old time. Have a grand old time, folks. So I'll catch you next time. This is the Cultural Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe, and have a great weekend, everybody. By the way, don't forget to click that like button, subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram at hashtag Jason Composes. You can leave comments below. And now you can reach me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. See you later.